Do you ever feel like you've checked all the boxes of success, but deep down you still wonder, is this really it? You're not alone, and that's exactly why I wrote Discovering Your Calling, the ambitious woman's guide to finding fulfillment, freedom, impact, and joy. One reader said, "This book is more than just a career guide. It's a catalyst for transformation." Another called it empowering, insightful, and exactly what ambitious women need. Inside, I'll walk you through 8 powerful phases or waypoints to help you uncover your strengths, reignite your dreams, and finally create a career and life that feels like it was designed for you. Don't keep drifting. Don't keep settling. Your calling is waiting, and this book will show you how to claim it. Grab your copy of Discovering Your Calling today, available now on Amazon. Hey friends, it's Sherry, and wow, it's been a minute, hasn't it? If you've been listening for a while, you probably noticed the very long pause. And it wasn't because I forgot about you or that Discovering Your Calling podcast wasn't important. It absolutely is. It was because I needed to step away to finish something big. And today, I finally get to share it all with you. Welcome to the Discovering Your Calling podcast. I'm your host, Sherry Miter. I'm here to help you unleash your strengths and get clarity on your calling. I believe when you find your purpose in life, fulfillment, joy, and success will follow. If you're ready, pop in those earbuds, hit that follow button, and join me on this journey toward discovering your calling. So why did I pause, and what the heck have I been up to? Well, the last 9 months have been all about focus and figuring out what works and what doesn't. And I pressed pause back in December, honestly thinking it would be a 3-month pause, maybe a 6 months, never dreaming it was going to be 9 months. It's like having a baby here. I did not have a baby, by the way. Well, actually, we do have a new grandbaby, but anyway, I digress. But I pressed pause on the podcast to finish writing my book, Discovering Your Calling, the ambitious woman's guide to finding fulfillment, freedom, impact, and joy, which is out there on Amazon now. I had to finish writing it. And to be honest, writing a book and getting it out there in the world ended up being a much bigger project than I imagined. The last few months of the process was huge, and I wanted to be able to pour my heart and soul into it to make it the best possible book for you and all the readers out there. Also, during this last 9 months, I also thought I'd be launching a digital version of the Discovering Your Calling Academy. But here's the truth. About halfway through building it, I finally came to the realization that it didn't feel aligned. So I made the big decision to pivot. And that's a theme that you'll hear me talk about a lot this season, of just giving yourself permission to shift directions when something no longer feels right, even if it once seemed like the right idea, and maybe even if once it did fit. Because sometimes clarity comes through pausing, rethinking, and creating space for a better path forward. And that's what I realized with the digital course. It wasn't the right path for me, despite what everybody else was saying and telling me to do. And in the last 9 months, I've also been busy holding Clifton Strengths workshops and working with teams and other clients, which is what I absolutely love to do. But I gotta be honest, the older I get, the more time and energy it takes for me to put these workshops together. Now, I'm very high strategic and maximizer, so I want to put in the best to these workshops, but they do take a lot out of me. So now that the 2 biggest workshops are over, I've totally stopped doing the digital course. Here's what's new. Here's what's going on. The book is out there. We already talked about that. The book is out there on Amazon. You can get it now in the paperback version. There is a hard copy version, but to be honest, it's kind of lame. It doesn't even have a dust cover to it. Not my fault. That's Amazon. And it's also on Kindle. So this book is designed to walk you step by step through the entire Discovering Your Calling framework. And that framework is there to help you find more fulfillment, more freedom, more impact, and joy in your career and life. And inside this book, you will also get a QR code to download a free workbook, which will help enhance your self paced journey. So if you just want to dive into the book, you will gain like everything you need. Honestly, if you devote yourself to reading the book and doing the work, that's the key. You will leave. You this doesn't make sense. You will have clarity by the time you're finished reading the book. Okay. You can tell I'm a little rusty here from the podcast. So that's the book. And there's also some other resources that, again, there's 3 QR codes you can find in the book. The one for the free workbook, one for other extra resources that we put together that you'll find through the QR code. It takes you to a secret page on my website, which also the website's been redesigned. Forgot to mention that. And then there's a last one that takes you to it was going to take you to the Discovering Your Calling Digital Academy, but as I already mentioned, that is no longer happening. And why did I pause that? I mean, I did put in about 8 months' work into this digital course. I thought it was going to be the path to go. I thought it was going to be a way for me to reach more people with the whole Discovering Your Calling framework. I thought it was going to be valuable. I thought it would give me more time freedom, if I'm being totally honest. But the more I got into it and the more I really sat with the thought of it, I realized that the ambitious mid-career women I really want to work with, you don't want another DIY program. You don't want to sit through another course by yourself, facing the computer. You want real clarity. You want real strategy. And that only comes by having a coach and mentor there walking beside you as you go through all of the waypoints. And I really realized that that is the biggest impact I can make. Now, that does mean I can't work with as many people as I could through a digital course, but it means I can make the biggest impact with the right people. So I hope that makes sense. Because I don't know about you, but I have paid probably more than I ever when I really add up, a lot of money for different courses throughout my career. And a lot of them I don't even finish, or I don't leave with the clarity I was really hoping for. I don't leave with what I really wanted to get out of that course. Now, maybe if it's a course on like how to crochet or how to bake sourdough bread, that's valuable. But when it comes to your life and your career, I know you want somebody there to help you. And I realized I needed to keep doing what I'd already been doing, and that is working with my clients one-on-one. Now, this being said, in the future, it is in the back of my mind. I have this vision and dream of someday having a Discovering Your Calling retreat weekend and figuring that out. That's in my mind. It's in my heart and soul. And I'm hoping in 2026 it will become a reality. But right now, it's just one-on-one coaching is what I'm offering, virtually or in person for those of you in the 518. And what else is new is getting back to this podcast. Yes, it is back. And what I'm promising for the rest of 2025, I'm recording this now, October 2nd, 2025, is that I will have a new podcast out every other week. So you'll grab a new episode every other week. And on the other weeks, I'll be writing my blog. If you haven't checked that out, you can go to sherrymiterco.com/blog and check out all the blog episodes that I have been writing over the last 9 months as well. I'm going to get more consistent with writing the blogs. So 2 blogs a month, 2 podcasts a month for now until we get back into this routine. And all of the blogs, all of the podcasts are going to be really geared towards helping you gain clarity, helping you cut through all the noise out there. Oh my gosh, the world has gotten so noisy. And giving you advice to take real action steps towards creating the work and life that really excites you and where you want to go in your future. So As you know, if you've been listening to the podcast at all, if you follow me at all, you know I love to give you some real practical tips that you can walk away with. So here's the thing. I want to wrap this up by giving you a couple concrete lessons that I took away from my last 9 months of this podcast pause and turn them into some action steps that you can walk away with, that you can take and run with. Maybe not run with, but you can put into action. So I'm also going to share with you a couple of teasers of what's coming in the podcast episode. I'm really excited about some future episodes. But the two big lessons, one is it's okay to let things go that don't feel aligned. Despite pushback from societal norms, if it doesn't feel right in your gut and in your heart, let it go. Let it go. Like I decided with the digital course. It didn't make sense for me to let it go. It seemed like the right thing to do. I had other people telling me, this is the way to go. This is what you need to do next. But when I really, what I found is I found like it was hard to do. Every time I was going to sit down and do a video for it, I just procrastinated and I didn't want to work on it. And that's a clue. If you just find you procrastinate and you avoid things you know you should be doing, pause and research that. Why are you doing that? Is it fear? Sometimes it's just fear and you are on the right path, but other times it's a clue that maybe you need to really spend some time journaling, spend some time thinking, spend some time praying to figure out, is that resistance because you're not on the right path? And it's a very fine line to figure out. It really is. But really look at that and think about what is in your life right now that your heart and your gut is telling you to let go of. What is that thing that just doesn't feel aligned anymore, or maybe it never did? What do you need to let go of? Because that leads us to number 2, the second big lesson to walk away with today is once you let go, think about what are you being called to do with this new space that you create in your life. And sometimes it's a time space. If you let go of one thing, it creates more space and inner time and energy for you to fill with something that is more of a passion project for you, something that's going to lead closer to your real calling. Sometimes it's mental space that we get by letting go of something. And once you let go of something, what is it that you're being called to fill that space with? What is it that's really tugging at your heart that can lead you to the future that you're designed to create for yourself? And my friend, here's what's really cool. If you're being called to create a passion project, to create that side hustle, to create what I'm now calling a new word I've been introduced to is portfolio career, new words, portfolio career. So if you're thinking now that you're ready to start creating your own portfolio career, and that may start by just adding on a side thing, it's not stepping away from your safety and security of your career now. It's starting something on the side to create safety and security. And that, my friend, if that sounds good to you and you're thinking, yes, that is what I want, then don't miss the next Discovering Your Calling episode that's coming live in 2 weeks, because on that episode, I'm going to break down how to create work and income options you can count on. So if that's what you're being called to fill that space with, that episode is specifically for you. Now, maybe you're being called to fill that space with more well-being. Maybe you're being called to fill that space with building stronger relationships with someone in your life. Maybe you're being called to just sleep, and that's okay. So, my friend, your action steps for today, just to review, is think about what is it you need to let go of? What is your heart and your gut telling you it's time to just let go of? This is your permission slip to let it go. I'm not going to start singing for you right now, but I'm sure you can hear it in your head, the Let It Go song. And number 2, what do you need to fill that space with? What are you being called to fill, to create space for in your life that you know there's something bigger you're meant to be doing? and you don't have the space for it because of this other thing that you're about to let go of. I hope that makes sense. And once you have those things, I would love to know what they are. What is the thing you're letting go of? And how are you going to fill that space in a much more creative, more beneficial, more godly way for your future? Send me a DM on Facebook or LinkedIn, or send me an email at sherry@sherrymiterco.com. I would love to hear what those two things are. So that's it, my friend. I'm so excited to be back. It feels so good. A little rusty here, but it feels so good to get behind the mic again, to be sharing thoughts and ideas and helping you create that calling life, that life that you are being led to live, so that you can enjoy your work and life and not feel like you have to battle the two. They should blend beautifully together. That's my goal for you. And remember that sometimes the first step toward your calling isn't a dramatic one. It's just getting really honest about where you are and where you want to go and what might be standing in your way. And as a reminder, my book is live on Amazon. So if you're ready to go deeper and you love to read, I would be honored for you to grab a copy of Discovering Your Calling. It is on Amazon, as I mentioned, in paperback or digital on Kindle. And again, the pretty lame hard copy cover. But if you are craving more personalized support and you want a clear, strengths-based plan for your next chapter, let's talk about the Discovering Your Calling Academy one-on-one mentorship. This is where we do take the book's framework and apply it directly to your life so you can get unstuck and move forward with confidence. And the first thing there is just grab a clarity call. Let's see if it is your next best step. The link for that is in the show notes. And of course, stay tuned because again, that next episode, we're going to talk about how to cut through the noise and create more control in your work and life, even in these uncertain times. So I'm so glad to be back here. Thanks for sticking with me through the pause, and I can't wait to share what's next in your life and in mine as we journey through this calling together. Thank you, friends, for spending this time with me. My hope is something you heard today inspires you to take action toward discovering your calling. But before you sign off, just two more quick things. One, if you found value and enjoyed this episode, can you do me a huge favor and leave a review or share this with a friend? Help us grow the podcast to make a bigger impact on the world. And second of all, if you haven't yet, don't forget to check the show notes to grab your 5 to Thrive guide. It's my gift to you. It's a guide to help you intentionally invest in your natural talents so you can turn them into strengths. Think of it as your personal navigational guide on your journey to a fulfilling life. And until next episode, remember, you've been created to live a life of fulfillment, purpose, success, and joy.